Hey everyone, let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm gonna raise speakers on my other thing so I can see what's going on. So there we go. Hey everyone, we are here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. All right. I'm gonna raise speakers on my other thing so I can see what's going on. So there we go. Hey everyone, we are here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Wow, I can hear an echo. All right. I'm gonna raise speaker. Turn that off. I think that's just me because I'm right next to my computer watching too. Hey Chris, how's it going? No, you didn't miss this time. Hey guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So we're gonna go ahead and start off. In order to start off, I'm gonna give you guys the track tour so you guys can see. So once I get entangled in my wires. So up here is our start gate. That's where we're gonna start our cars down. They're gonna head down the straightaway into our first turn where they're gonna merge together. So it's all two-lane racing right up to that point where it opens up. They're gonna hit the sixth turn. It's called the sixth turn. It's in the shape of a six. Then they're gonna hit their bank. They're gonna go into the uptown hops. And what people don't realize is there is a rally hop right there so we get some extra air on those hops. Heading uptown, hitting the U-turn. We're gonna head back downtown into the 270 turn right there. The final bank into the slope straightaway where we have our finish line. So that is our track. Excited for that. Next, what we have are racers. Got this 8-pack right here. So we're going to go ahead and randomly put them on our track or on our bracket in front of us. Now, what is fun about this is this Bugatti. If y'all watched the stream from the other day, another one of these Bugattis won that stream. So he's on our victory wall, waiting for us to get some more competitors. And he's going to be going up against Braille Twin Mill. We have our Volkswagen Bug. And what are you? You are a Porsche 904. Next we have What's Up? I'm actually very excited about this package because I kept passing it in the store. We have our NSX. I kept passing it in the store. There was one car in here that I really, really wanted. And it wasn't until I just up and got it. Purple Lambo. And then we have, I don't even know the name of this car. Formulator. This is the car I really wanted. Really wanted this car. So we're gonna get him on top. Now, one thing that I'm gonna try doing real quick, if I am lucky enough, is playing some background music. Let me know if it's too loud for you guys. If it's too loud, I will try to lower it for you. So, I also have a special halftime show that we're gonna do. We're gonna do it after round 2. So if you guys are still with us, we have a halftime race for that, so looking excited for that as well. So let's go ahead and get started with round 1. Now, the rules are the first car to win 2 in a row moves on. We're going to switch positions after each race. If the car wins 2 in a row, goes into the next round, each car gets an opportunity at the pole position. So let's go ahead and get ready. Oh, my ears, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Sam, come on. All right, so we're going to start off with our Bugatti versus our Twin Mill. So for those who don't know, this track is... Microphone fell off me, haha. Hang on, just fixing the microphone that fell off me. So This track is 6 feet tall. It is 70 feet of track. Our Bugatti will get the inside, the twin mill will get the outside. But 70 feet long of track, 6 feet tall, so it is taller than me. I'm about 5'10", so you guys can kind of see it is a little taller than me. But let's go ahead and get ready for race 1. I don't really have that much control over the microphone other than just volume. So here we're gonna go for race 1. Bugatti on the inside track. Here we go. They are off. Both cars over the hop, going into the final straightaway. Bugatti in the lead, spins out, and I do believe Twin Mill just took the lead at the end. Twin Mill just took the win at the end, right before the finish line. Bugatti spun out. So now Twin Mill has the lead. If they win the next race, they will move on to the next round. So Twin Mill also has the pole position on the inside track right now. So that'll be helpful to them. Where our Bugatti won the entire thing last time, they might be out before it starts this time. That huge snipe, Chris, huge snipe. So here we go for round 2. Bugatti's all to win, but needs to win to stay alive. Twin Mill win to move on. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Down into the uptown hop, 12 cars over the up. We did lose the Twin Mill. It is up to the Bugatti to finish the race and keep it going. And here we go, and the Bugatti takes it. The Bugatti took the race, it had it. Twin Mill just couldn't stay with it. So the fun part is, when I lose a car in the middle of the track, I'll switch the camera so y'all can watch. I got one of these old man grabbers, so that way I can go in there and get the car out, because I'm getting older and I just don't want to get in there. So now we have Bugatti with the race in hand and the pole position back on their side. So here we have our Bugatti right there, pole, Twin Mill outside. Switch the cameras. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and they're off. Down the main straightaway, hitting that first turn into the merge. 6 turns, both cars over the uptown hops. Bugatti in the lead, continuing that lead to the final straightaway, and the Bugatti will not give up this one. The Bugatti takes the win. So we will have our Bugatti moving into the second round. And our Twin Mill, better luck next time. So Twin Mill back on the bracket, Bugatti right here. Now we have our Volkswagen versus our Porsche 904. I'm actually really excited for this Porsche. The fun thing about doing these races are I never know if these cars are actually going to do well in them. Sometimes they're just not good on the track. So we're going to put the Beetle on the pole. We're going to put the Porsche on the inside. Just checking the chat, make sure I got everything. Awesome. So thank you, Sam. Appreciate that. All right, here we are going to go for race 1. Again, Beetle on the inside. Got to win twice in a row to go. 3, 2, 1. And they are off. Down the main straightaway, hitting the turn. We're going into the 6th turn, into the uptown hop. The Porsche is in the lead, going into the 6th turn, into the 270 turn. And the Porsche, oh! Let's see, did anyone actually win? Let's switch to, I don't know if they actually crossed the finish line. Let's take it. And no, neither car finished. So we are gonna do that race over again. That was close. They got all the way to the end. Super close. So we're gonna put the Beetle back on the pole. Porsche on the outside. Still feels weird saying the inner side of the tracks are the outside, but that's what it is. So wow, that was close. Here we go, doing race 1 over again in 3, 2, 1, here we go. I switched the track without hitting go. Here we go. Down the straightaway into the first turn. We have the Porsche in the lead into the 6th turn, hitting the uptown hops. Both cars over the uptown hops. Porsche in the lead, getting bumped by the Beetle in the back. The Porsche is going to win. Our Beetle did get stuck all the way at the top right before that final straightaway, but our Porsche did win. So the Porsche has a race in hand. We're gonna switch positions. The Porsche will now have the inside track. The Beetle will have the outside. If the Porsche wins, then it will move on to the next round. If the Beetle wins, it stays alive and we will continue on. I think I'm a better driver than that too, Sam. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm a better driver than that too. All right, so here we go for our next race again. Porsche wins, it moves on. Beetle wins, it keeps going. And here we go in 3, 2, 1, here they go. Down the straightaway into the first turn. Now they're merged. Porsche in the lead, going to the uptown hops. And we just lost the Beetle. The Beetle fell off the track. This is the Porsche's race to lose. And will it? It will cross the finish line. It just crossed the finish. It didn't even get off the camera view. But we just lost the Beetle off the side of the track in the uptown hops. So that was fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now I get to go ahead and try to fish out this car that fell behind the track. Where'd it go? There it is. It's actually not that difficult to get. I lied. It's pretty difficult to get. There we go. All right. So now we have our Porsche moving on. Well, it'll take on the Bugatti in round 2. And our Beetle, sorry bug, you're gonna stay right back here in round 1. So next we have our What's Up. Oh God, I just get like scary movie vibes from, back in the day. What up? So we have What's Up versus our NSX. Camera straight is over here. All right, let's go ahead and get to the track. Because What's Up amuses me, it's gonna get the pole position. And the NSX, this was one of those dream cars that I wanted so bad as a kid. And I can honestly say, I have one now. Just a lot smaller, without an engine, and I need this track to make it go forward. The Beetle did stay on for the first turn, so it is pretty good. All right, here we go. We have our cars on the track. So again, we have What's Up on the inside pole. We have our NSX on the outside. Really excited for this one. Blue cars. We're thinking blue. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Here they go. Down the straightaway into the first turn. The NSX just took the lead into the uptown hops. Both cars over the hops. That NSX is flying into the 270, down the main slope and over the finish line. And here comes What's Up. What's Up will finish, but it was after our NSX. And sadly, the camera didn't switch over. I'm sorry about that, but I do have it put in a way where you guys can still see it from that other camera view. So sorry about that, my bad. It does look like a bottle opener, and I do have the bottle opener carburetor or whatever it's called. I do have that one. So right now we have our NSX taking the win. We're gonna switch positions. If the NSX wins from the pole position in this next race, it'll be moving on to round 2. If What's Up finishes first, then we will keep going. I'm loving this. I'm really enjoying these live streams. I got that light up live sign. My best friend gave me that sign for, I was doing a podcast a while ago and not doing the podcast anymore. So now it's just in the background, and sadly I've blocked it in like every camera view, but I love it. It's there in spirit. So here we go, NSX pole position. The NSX wins, it moves on. If What's Up wins, we continue. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. There they go. Down the main straightaway into that first turn, into the 270. We do have the NSX in the lead, but What's Up is right behind it. And we just lost the NSX lead. Is growing down the main straightaway, and the NSX will take it, followed by What's Up. But at the end of the day, the NSX will be moving on, and What's Up will be moving home. Let's go ahead and get these cars, and we'll get them back in the bracket. So back to the bracket, we have What's Up. Sorry, buddy, you look cool, but you're gonna stay right there. And our NSX is gonna take on the winner of this Lambo, and versus, what's this one called again? This is called Formulator. So these are our two cars going right now. I'm super stoked for this. I've wanted this car for so long. And if it lets me down, I will not be happy. I am gonna use some discretion. I will give it the outside position, and we will put the Lambo on the pole. That way I'm not playing favorites here. All right, so we have our Lambo on the pole. We have Formulator on the outside track. Just checking the chat. You know, I have another NSX, an orange one, that does not do so well on the track. So that, if it gets to the end, it's very slow, and this track is actually very good for cars. Like my last track, if it didn't go fast enough, it wouldn't finish. Most cars will finish, it just won't be pretty on this one. Dude, I used to race track at that's why it's okay. Track turns are fun. It took a lot to make this. A lot of frustrations went into building this masterpiece, and I'm very excited about it. So here we go. We're gonna get ready. We have our Lambo on the inside pole position, race 1, and we are going in 3, 2, 1. There they go, down the main straightaway into that first turn. Lambo, big lead going into the uptown hops. Hitting it back uptown. And we just had Formulator take the lead in a huge pass, and we'll take the victory. Wow, what a pass. I was not expecting that. The Lambo had such a lead in that race, and it just got passed up by Formulator. Wow, I cannot believe that. That was exciting for me. I hope it was exciting for you guys. And I can't say I'm not rooting for it. I am rooting for it. I just wasn't expecting that. So let's get back on the track. We have Formulator is going to be taking the pole position with the lead. So if Formulator wins, it moves on. If the Lambo wins, we will continue. But that was a pass. Yeah, Chris, you saw that pass, right? That was super pass. I'm gonna be watching the replay later just to watch that pass. So here we go again, Formulator inside pole position. If they win, they will move on to the next round. If the Lambo wins, we will continue this round. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Down the main straightaway into that first turn. We have the Lambo in the lead, just like last time, into the uptown hops. Both cars over the uptown hops. But Formulator spun out, and here comes the Lambo at the end over the finish line. Formulator will finish, but Lambo did save itself. So we did have that save, so we will move back in. Now Lambo gets the pole position again, but Lambo also has the race in hand. So if Lambo wins this one, it will move on. If Formulator wins, we will continue. Formulator on the outside, Lambo on the inside. There is a huge gap between these cars. It's like the Lambo is just really fast. I'm very surprised at the speed of it. It's almost like it has to have a not great run in order for Formulator to keep up with it. So that is a great thing to call out. It means that we will get, if it moves on, we will have a great next round. So here we go. We have our Lambo in the inside position. If they win, they continue. If they lose, we will do the next race over. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. There they go down the main straightaway into that first turn. Lambo, big lead going into it, hitting into the uptown. We just lost the Lambo in the uptown hops. Here comes Formulator spinning out, just smashed right into it. And I don't think we're gonna get a winner here. Switching cameras to see if we can see it. We did not, but we did lose both. I will show you guys on the hand cam. We lost both of them right there. So we're gonna go ahead and redo that, put the Lambo on the pole position with a race in hand, and have them take on that next race. So give me a second to get that set up. There we go. All right. All right, Lambo is on the pole. We have Formulator on the outside track. Again, if the Lambo wins, Lambo moves on. If Formulator wins, then we continue this round. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. They are off, going down the main straightaway into that first turn. Lambo, big lead, spun out a little bit to the uptown hops. Both cars over the uptown hops, but merging in the middle, heading into that sixth turn. And we do have the Lambo, is it going to? These cars are doing some really good competition. They keep running into each other, and that's what's causing that. This was a lot of grinding on these cars. So we can see they did not finish. They are just right there. Lambo right before that slope that would give it the victory. So let's do this again. One of these cars has to win, and we'll make it happen. So again, we have the Lambo on the inside position. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. There they go down the main straightaway into that first turn. Lambo, big lead into the sixth turn, heading into the uptown hops, coming back around, hitting the 270 turn, and heading down the slope, and the Lambo will take the win. Lambo takes the win. We did lose Formulator right before the slope. So now we do have our winner. Our Lambo will be moving on. So here we go back to our bracket. We're gonna have Lambo versus the NSX. And as much as I really wanted this guy to win, I really did. It's such a sick looking car. It let me down. So we are in round 2 where we are gonna have our Bugatti versus our Porsche. And we are going to have our NSX versus our Lambo. All the fantasy cars did not move on. We got some real super cars in this one, and I am stoked for it. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and do our Bugatti versus our Porsche. We're gonna put the Bugatti on the outside since it got the inside in round 1, and the Porsche on the inside since it got the outside in round 1. So here we go, race 1. Let's see what happens now. What's up? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and they're off down the main straightaway into that first turn. Both cars close into that sixth turn over the uptown hops. We have the Bugatti in the lead, hitting the sixth turn. Porsche slowing down, and the Bugatti will take the win. We did lose the Porsche right before the end, so you can see the Porsche is there right before that final turn. So our Bugatti took the win there, and it will also take the inside pole position. That was really close for about the first half of the race, and then the Porsche just gave up the ghost on that one. So Porsche on the outside, Bugatti on the inside. So, all right, so we got our cars in place. Bugatti, if it wins, moves on to round 3. If the Porsche wins, we keep it going. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. There they go down the main straightaway into that first turn. We have the Bugatti in the lead. The Porsche is right behind them into the uptown hops. Bugatti still in the lead. Porsche just spun out a little bit. The Bugatti will take the victory, followed by the Porsche. So our Bugatti will be moving on. That was probably the closest race of this series between these two cars. I really kind of wanted to see the Porsche win. It's the exact same Bugatti that we have from our last one. So if this car wins this tournament, that means it's going to be racing the exact same car. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to tell them apart to know which one's faster. I'll have to put like a sticker on it. So Bugatti will go into the next round. Our Porsche will sit right here. And now we have our Lambo versus our NSX. And don't forget, guys, after these two cars race, I do have a special, we'll call it halftime race that I'm looking forward to. So, and I'm going to be asking you guys to pick one of two cars to race another car. So crowd participation counts too. So we get the gate up. We're going to give the NSX the pole position. The Lambo will take the outside track. I have a few other Bugattis that also are not good. Usually they just kind of sit on something because I have some mystery cars that I don't open because they're really old, unless I hit milestones on social media. And those cars that I've opened from those mystery packs, just not good. So Spool's head tracks are amazing. I do love my Spool heads track. All right, here we go. We have our NSX up there in the pole position, Lambo on the outside. They're getting ready. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Down the main straightaway, hitting that first turn in the merge. NSX in the lead over the Lambo. Both cars over the uptown hops, heading back downtown. NSX still in the lead, heading that last straightaway. NSX spun out. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happened. I'll take you guys with me. And the NSX did break the line. The NSX takes that win right there. The Lambo did not cut it. So close. They got into a wrestling match right before the end. But the NSX will take that win right there. So let's get the gate back up. That was super close. We're going to put our Lambo in the inside position. And our NSX on the outside. All right, here we go. We have Lambo on the inside. If the Lambo wins, we continue. If the NSX wins, it moves on to round 3, which is the finals, where it'll take on the Bugatti. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. I switched the camera without hitting the button, my bad. 3, 2, 1, there they go. Down the main straight into that first turn. We have the Lambo in the lead, right in front of the NSX. Both cars over the uptown hops into the last turn. And we have our Lambo taking that win over the NSX. So we are going to continue this round. Welcome to the show, JTP. We got some diecast racing. Right now we got a couple supercars going at it with our Lambo versus our Acura NSX. So our NSX is going to go back into the pole position. But if the NSX does not win this round, this next race, our Lambo will be moving on. So excited for this. Pulling for the NSX, not going to lie. But we'll see what happens. So NSX on the inside, NSX wins. We continue, Lambo wins, and Lambo moves on. So here we go in. What does Devo mean? The band? Devo's a band. They have that song, Whip It. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. The cars are off, down the strap, into the main turn. We now have them going to the 70 turn. We got some contact. They're heading back downtown. Very close race. NSX is being pushed by it. NSX just took the win. And the Lambo did not finish that race. That was a close one. And I'm not gonna lie, I got so excited I forgot who was winning before that. I think the Lambo was primed to move on, so the NSX saved itself. So let's go ahead and get these cars back on. So we have our Lambo, I think it goes into the pole position with the NSX on the outside. And if the NSX wins, it moves on. All right, here we go. Lambo inside, NSX outside. NSX wins to move on. Lambo wins to keep it going. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. There they go down the main straightaway into that first turn. We have our Lambo in the lead heading into the uptown hops. Both cars over the uptown hop, hitting that last turn down. And our Lambo just took the win. So we are going to keep going. These cars are really having a time of it. I love this back and forth. So our Lambo is now going to be on the inside pole position, the NSX on the outside. If the Lambo wins, then it moves on. If the NSX wins, then we continue. See, the worst part about when we do have these races go this deep, I forget sometimes, my ADHD kicks in and I forget who had what positions. So now we have our Lambo on the pole. If the Lambo wins, we move on. If the NSX wins, we keep going. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. There they're off down the first straightaway into that turn. We have the Lambo in the lead being pushed by the NSX. Both cars over the uptown hops. The NSX just spun out. We have the Lambo slowing down too. And both cars are going to stop right before that final straightaway. You can see them up there. So close. These cars are very evenly matched. Let's go ahead and do that again. Lambo on the inside. Lambo looking for that win to move on. NSX looking for that win to keep it going. So here's our Lambo on the pole. Our NSX on the outside. This is a very close race, guys. Very close race. So here we go. We're going to do this again. 3, 2, 1. The cars are off down the straightaway, hitting that first turn. Lambo in the lead again. Both cars making contact, going into the uptown hop, heading back downtown. Lambo has a good lead to that final straightaway, and the Lambo is going to take it. The Lambo just won that series, and we'll be moving on to round 3, also known as our finals. So let's go ahead and put this on the bracket. So there's our Lambo going in there. Sorry, NSX. So I do have, like I said, a special halftime race that I wanted to put in there. I was able to acquire recently a car that I've been looking for a while, and that is the Transformers Ford Mustang GT Barricade police car. So we're gonna be opening this up, putting it on the track, but I want you guys to pick. There's 6 of us in here. I want you guys to pick who the competition's gonna be. Which Pontiac? Do we want the Pontiac GTO or the Pontiac Firebird? Drop it in the chat. Whoever gets the most comments for it, I will go with that one. It's the 06 GTO and the 84 Firebird. So which one do we want to go with? I can't hold these still, so I'm just gonna kind of do one of those. So what are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking? Just opening up Barricade right now. Firebird, we got 2 for Firebird. These are Silver Series cars too. So these aren't main lines. These are Silver Series. All right, we got 3 Firebirds. So let's go ahead and get this GTO out of here and get this Firebird open. Come on. I've been holding on to this Firebird for a really long time, so I'm happy to crack it open right now. Get the stuff off the table. All right, this might be a little hard to call because both cars are dark, but we have our Firebird right here, our 1984 Firebird versus our Transformers Mustang GT Barricade police car. Let's get them on the track. I'm excited. Who do you guys think should get the pole position? Who should get the inside? Should the police car get the pole, or should the Firebird get the pole? Yeah, let me know who you guys think. I will. Oh, I don't want to hear that, Sam. Like, that's not something I want to hear. All right, waiting to see who should get the pole position. Police car or the Firebird? Barricade. I'm gonna go with Chris. We're gonna put Barricade on the pole position. All right, we have our police car, pole position. We have our Firebird on the other position. I'm gonna plug in one of my things. Hopefully it didn't disconnect me. Just wanna make sure it didn't disconnect. We are still good. This is the rest of the racing. We have Barricade on the inside, pole position. We have our Firebird on the outside. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Both cars down the straightaway into that first turn. The Firebird just took the lead going into the uptown hop. Now we're heading back downtown. Firebird with a growing lead into the final straightaway, and it will take that win. We did lose Barricade right before the final straightaway. That turn, Chris, I might need you to help me with that turn at some point. But that turn is not good for some cars. I lose a lot of cars there. So we're gonna switch them up, put the Firebird on the pole. We are going to then put Barricade on the outside. If the Firebird wins, then, well, the Firebird wins. There's nothing for it to move on to. But maybe I'll make a separate section for these halftime races. So again, Firebird on the pole, it wins. It wins. If Barricade wins, we keep it going. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and there you are, off down the main straightaway, hitting that first turn. We do have the Firebird big lead again, going into the uptown hop. Both cars over the uptown hops, heading down into the sixth turn, into that final straightaway, where we have our Firebird taking the win. But hey, at least Barricade finished this time. So our Firebird took on that victory right there. This car is pretty fast. Do you guys want to see the Firebird versus the GTO? What about that? Do you guys want to see the Firebird versus the GTO before we move on to the finals? Does this interest you guys? Firebird GTO, let me know if you guys want to see it before we go to the finals. I'll open this one up too. What are you guys thinking? Kit wins. I love that Firebird. All right, so what are we thinking? Do you want it? All right, so Firebird GTO before we move on to the finals? Is that what I'm hearing? All right, I think that's what I'm hearing. At least I saw 1 or 2 people got that. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's have fun. Live dangerously. You only live once. So let's open this GTO up. And I'll actually be able to tell these cars apart a lot better because it's a yellow car. So let's switch over to our track cam, get these gates open. Since the Firebird won that last one, we're gonna put the Firebird on the outside position and let the newcomer, our GTO, take the pole. So here we go. Oh, GTO actually has a wheelie stand in the back. Didn't notice that. All right, here we go. Halftime show part 2. So we have our GTO on the inside position. We have our Firebird on the outside. And our cars are ready. You guys are ready. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. There they are off down the main straightaway, hitting that first turn. We have a close race going into it. We just lost both cars. We just lost both cars right before the Uptown Hops. They were neck and neck before that. Let's go ahead and do that over again. But we just lost both cars. That was starting off to be a close race. So GTO is going to go back in that pole position. We know the Firebird can finish the track. It just beat Barricade. So back on the track. Here we go for the first race for these guys again. We got it in 3, 2, 1. And they are off down the straightaway into that first turn. We have the Firebird just took the lead into it. Both cars neck and neck into the Uptown Hops, pushing each other going into that final turn. And we have our Firebird taking a close win out over our GTO. So the Firebird took the win and the pole position in that one. So now we're going off into race 2 for these guys. Firebird will get the pole. If it wins, we are done here. If the GTO wins, then we will continue it going. If you guys haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. I appreciate everyone being here. This is so much fun for me. I love growing this community. I've met a lot of fun people here. I appreciate everything, guys. So let's go ahead again. If the Firebird wins, it takes the victory. GTO wins, we keep it going. And we're going in 3, 2, 1. There they go down the main straightaway into that first turn. Firebird has the lead going into the Uptown Hops. Both cars over the Uptown Hops. The GTO made a move, but the Firebird said no, and the Firebird will take the win. Both cars did finish. That was a good race, though. Really good race on that one. But our Firebird did take the win. So here we go. We have our Firebird, and I'm just going to put the Firebird over here. You know what? Maybe what something we'll do, whoever wins the finals here, we'll put them against the Firebird. How does that sound? Let me guys know if you in the chat. Do you guys want the winner of the finals to take on the Firebird? That will be a mainline car taking on a Silver Series. So you guys make that call. But let's go ahead and get our Lambo and the Bugatti back on the track. All right, we have our Lambo on the pole, our Bugatti on the outside. This is the finals, guys, the finals. See who's gonna win, take it on and move on. I'm really pulling for the Lambo because I already got a Bugatti in the next, on the championship wall. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. They are off down the main straightaway, hitting that first turn. Lambo has a big lead going to the Uptown Hops. Both cars over, heading back downtown. Here we go. We have our Lambo taking the win. The Lambo did take the win on that one. So it will be getting now the outside position along with the race in hand. So Lambo will get the outside. Bugatti will get the pole position. Here we go. All right, we have our cars ready. Our cars are going. So here we go. Lambo again. If it wins, it takes the tournament. The Bugatti wins. We keep it going. 3, 2, 1. They are off down the main straightaway, hitting that first turn, close into the merge, but the Lambo has a big lead into the Uptown Hops, heading back downtown to the 270 turn. And the Lambo will take the win. Bugatti will finish, but not fast enough. That was a close one. That was a very close contest, but what am I going to say? The Lambo smoked it. So here we go. We have our bracket. We have our Bugatti there, and we have our Lambo taking on that. So again, do we want to have the Lambo take on the Firebird? A mainline versus a Silver Series. Does that interest you guys? Mainline versus Silver Series. I'm all for doing it. If you guys want to do it, we can make it happen. You guys up for one more race? One more one more set of 2 cars going at it? Either way, the Lambo makes the victory wall. All right, let's go ahead and do it because I want to see who's going to win it. I always keep hearing Silver Series are faster, but I've never raced a Silver versus a mainline. And this Lambo is a pretty solid mainline. We're going to give it the pole position just because, you know, the Lambo costs $1.25. Silver Series costs about $3.50. So let's see if that $1 car can beat that $3 car. $1 car versus $3 car. $1 Lambo, $3 Firebird. Here we go, Lambo in the pole position. This is race 1. We have tonight's champion versus Silver Series. 3, 2, 1. They are off down the main straightaway, hitting that first turn. The Lambo is in the lead, heading into the uptown hops. Both cars over the hops, heading back downtown into the 270 turn. We have our Lambo in the lead, and the Lambo takes it. The Lambo takes race 1. That was a very close race, neck and neck the entire time, but the Lambo did. So now we are going to go into race 2. We are going to put our Firebird, our Silver Series Firebird, Mr. $3 car, on the inside position. We have our $1 mainline Lambo on the outside. And if the Lambo wins, we are done. Firebird wins, we continue on. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. I just noticed that I think the music stopped playing. That's pretty lame. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, off. There we go down the main straightaway, heading into it. We had the Firebird in the lead, heading into the uptown hops. Both cars over the uptown hops. Firebird still in the lead, heading into the last straightaway. And the Firebird will take it, and the Lambo will not finish. So we keep going. Firebird takes it, stays alive. That was another close one. There was a lot of contact in these races. So now the Lambo needs to win to stay alive and keep it going. It will get the pole position. And if the Firebird wins, we are done. So again, we have our $3.50 Silver Series taking on our $1.25 mainline. All right, Lambo needs to win to stay alive. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Again, I hit the wrong button. I switched the camera instead of setting the thing going. 3, 2, 1. There they go down the straightaway into that first turn. We have the Lambo in the lead getting hit by the Firebird. And we just lost the Lambo over the jumps. We just lost the Lambo. Here comes our Firebird, and our Firebird will take it. The Firebird was in the lead, and then, the Lambo was in the lead. Then we lost it there, and we can see that we lost it. It did not do well over the uptown hops and got stuck there, but we can see our Firebird is right there. So, turn this around. Thank you guys for joining tonight. I hope you had a good time. This track is massive. I love this track so much. But thank you guys for joining. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be trying to do these every week if I can. Maybe more, depending upon how things go. But thank you guys for joining. It is greatly appreciated. Let's keep growing this community. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Be safe. I know how to turn this off.